Hey girls, today we are working on Module Mission 4, Lesson 2. And you'll notice I have here a picture. Actually, it's one that I used yesterday as well, because today we're really going to be focusing in on angles and the different types of angles. And we're going to be using a right angle to help us out with this. So again, I have my straight angle, which is a straight line. I have my obtuse angle. Okay, I like to say obtuse because it's greater than 90 degrees and it kind of helps me realize that it's very wide. And then I have my little acute angle because it's just less than 90 degrees and oh so cute. And then I have my right angle, which is also called a square angle because I can fit a perfect square right inside the angle. So we actually have two I can't statements today. I can use right angles to determine whether angles are equal to, greater than, or less than right angles. And then also I can draw right, obtuse, and acute angles. And we'll probably add to that a straight angle as well. So we're going to move right into our whiteboard work. And what I want you to have in front of you, so you'll pause the video if you don't have it, is just get a piece of paper because we're going to use that to make a right angle. So if you don't have one, just pause the video and go grab one and meet me back here. All right, so I have two pieces of paper here. So whether you have a full-size piece of paper or even if you just have like a note piece of paper, that's fine too. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a template of a right angle. So I want you to take your piece of paper and I want you to fold it in half. Make sure that you crease it really well. Okay? And then I want you to fold it in half again. Here, I have my right angle. A right angle means that I would be able to make a perfect square in this corner. Simply by doing that. So I have my right angle to help me determine if angles are right angles or not. And really I can use any corner. Right? I have this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner. All four right angles. So now I'm going to use my template to determine what types of angles I have on my board. Is it a right angle, which means it's exactly 90 degrees? Is it an acute angle, which means it is smaller than a right angle or less than 90 degrees? Or is it an obtuse angle, which means it is greater than or wider than a right angle and greater than 90 degrees? So taking a look at my board, I'm going to show you how to use your template that you made at home. I'm going to use one of the squares on my template or the corner. Now, if you have a ruler, you could even use the ruler as your right angle because my ruler has all right angles in the corners as well. So if it's a right angle, you should be able to put your template right inside that angle. And I can see clearly that this is a right angle. And a right angle is exactly 90 degrees. I can even draw that square right in there if I want to. And a lot of times you'll already see it there for you, which will let you know that it's definitely a right angle. Now I'm going to go to my next example. I'm going to do the same thing. Right in that corner. And then along this line, I'm lining up my template. And I'm even going to trace along my template. I traced along my template. I'm just making this darker. You can see that's not a right angle. It's smaller than a right angle. So this is an acute angle. Because it's so darn cute. Now I'm going to go to my next example. And angles can be in all different directions. So sometimes you might be turning your paper in a circle to line up your square, your right angle template, and that's okay. So I have to stand up a little bit. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do the same thing, corner to the vertex, to the corner of the angle. I'm going to line it right up in there. Oh, that lines up perfectly. I can fit that square right inside that angle perfectly. So this is also a right angle. Now I'm going to go to my last one. And sometimes you can tell, like I'm looking at this and I can tell that's a pretty wide angle, so it's not right, but I'm just still going to use my template. So I have my corner of my square. I'm going to line it up right in the corner here and on this line. So where the red is, this would be a right angle. This is clearly wider than a right angle. So that means it is obtuse. So that's how I'll use my template to determine if an angle is a right angle, an acute angle, or an obtuse angle. But you're also being asked to draw different angles. I'm going to erase my board. And when I draw an angle, I use a straight edge. Now, you actually just made a straight edge here. You can use this. And I think I will. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with a point. And then I'm going to draw a ray. Oh, that works perfectly. Now, if I want a right angle, I'm going to line up my square right here, right at that point, and right along the bottom of this ray. And I'm just going to make a little, actually, I can just use this side of my template. And I'm going to put the square in there. So there's my right angle. And a right angle is exactly exactly 90 degrees. That's a little degree sign. Next, I'm going to draw an acute angle. I'm going to start with my point again. I'm going to draw my ray. Got to keep your hand steady. Now, an acute angle is going to be smaller than 90 degrees. So if we're going to use a different color, I'm just going to put some dots here. Actually, no, I'll put a line. Okay, that would be a 90-degree angle. I don't want it to there. I want it to be smaller. So I'm just going to do it anywhere smaller than that. And there is my acute angle. Because it's less than 90 degrees or smaller than or less than a right angle. Now I have one more, my obtuse angle. An obtuse angle is greater than 90 degrees, greater than a right angle. Starting with my point again. Doing my bottom ray. Now, again, I'm going to mark where a right angle would be. That's where a right angle would be. But I want it to be obtuse, so I can do it anywhere I want. Okay? I can make it a little bit larger than the 90 degrees, or I can make it a lot larger than the 90 degrees. You decide. So there is my obtuse angle. My marker is running out. An obtuse angle is greater than a right angle. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead to your problem set, and part of it you will be determining using your template if it is a right angle, acute angle, or obtuse angle. And then you'll be using your template to create your own angles. Now, keep in mind that this whole lesson, I've been using a straight edge. The straight edge I used was my template, so it's easy to make a straight edge for yourself that you can continue to use through this geometry unit. So complete your lesson 2 problem set, take a picture, send it to me, and I will see you tomorrow.